Hello YouTube, Wes here checking back in with a brand new video for you. So last Wednesday, my local Alachua County Friends of the Library book sale had its final day for its spring 2024 sale. And as always, on the final day of the sale, everything left over in the warehouse is 10 cents a piece, no matter what it is. So I always take off work in the afternoon to go down there and dig and see what I can find. And I found some good stuff on 10 cent day this year again, as always. And I wanted to share it with you in this video. So there's going to be vinyl and CD in this episode. We'll start off with the vinyl records I found. And yeah, let's go and get into it. 10 cents a piece. First thing we got here, Herbie Mann returns to the Village Gate. So some older Herbie Mann stuff on Atlantic stereo. So I thought that was a pretty good find. I think this is on the Plum label, or no, this is on the green and blue label. Next thing I picked up, always looking to add things to the Christmas collection or things that potentially can be added to the Christmas collection. And we got Christmas with Chet Atkins. For some reason, I just didn't have this one yet. I do have some Chet Atkins in the collection. Some have come and gone, but I always enjoy Chet Atkins, and I thought this would be a fun one to spin. It should be pretty enjoyable stuff, and yeah, I don't see this one too often either. So yeah, I thought that was definitely worth picking up. Definitely worth 10 cents. This is kind of a blind buy. I sort of know the name. I sort of know what I'm getting here, but I figured I'd give it a shot for 10 cents. Donnie Fargo, Shame on Me. It's like a record club version of that. Warner Brother label. So yeah, it's going to be kind of poppy, 70s poppy kind of stuff, but I thought I would give it a shot. Here's a pretty cool find. I was kind of surprised this was still there. Pacific Gas and Electric. I believe this is the self-titled album on Columbia. It was nice that was still around on a 2i Columbia. Nice copy of that. Definitely wanted to grab that. This was kind of a surprise. This is a newer release from 2022 is the release date on this, and I think people just passed this by because they didn't know what it was. But we got Delbert McClinton with Outdated Emotion. So this kind of modern rockabilly kind of stuff, I guess would be the best way to put this. On 30 Tigers, I think is on. Yeah, 30 Tigers Records. So yeah, pretty well 2-year-old release for 10 cents. Yeah, I thought that was a good deal. Here's the vinyl on that. Hot Shot Records. It's a subsidiary of 30 Tigers Records. So yeah, I haven't really listened to Delbert McClinton before, but for a dime, I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, these next two are two of the same. This is Red and Murphy Co. & Co., a Florida folk bluegrass kind of group, very local to me here, or was very local to me. This is from 1978 is the release on this one. I do have one other of theirs in my collection. And yeah, I just thought since they're 10 cents a piece and they had two of them there, I figured go ahead and grab both of them just to have them and maybe send one on, or if one of them has an technical issue, I have a backup. So yeah, Red and Murphy and Company, some local bluegrass folk kind of stuff. This next one is kind of a blind buy. It looked like sort of a maybe pop folk kind of stuff from the 70s, kind of a private press thing. It's mastered at Criteria in Miami, so it might be a Florida artist as well that I don't know too well, but I thought I would check them out. Paula Moore is the artist name, and I just like the aesthetic of this. Very, very plain, but very, very sort of beautiful in the same time. I thought I would go ahead and check that out. And yeah, I really like this photo of her in the hoodie and on the inner sleeve. I thought that was pretty cool. It was Not real common at the time this came out. People would wear hoodies. That was something that started later on. 79 is the release, 78 is the year on this one. But sort of plain private press kind of labels. So looking forward to giving that a spin at some point and checking her out and seeing what Paula Moore is all about. All right, next one, kind of a cool die cut cover here. And sticking in the bluegrass sort of genre, we got Red, White, and Bluegrass. I've never seen this one before, but for 10 cents, I said, yep, I'm going to give that a shot. Looks kind of cool, like the die cut on it. And we'll see what that's all about. That one's on the GRC label. Okay, this next one you're going to be seeing in the coming months when I do my monthly updates for April. I'm kind of wanting to dive more into Neil Diamond stuff. I've had Taproot Manifesto for many years now. I've always enjoyed that album, but I've never listened to much other Neil Diamond stuff. And then I think at this year's Super Bowl, there was a Volkswagen commercial that featured another one of his songs. And I was just like, I really like Neil Diamond. I'm sorry. I know it's can be kind of grating for some people, but I like Neil Diamond in the same way that I think some people seem to like Rod Stewart, and Rod Stewart doesn't do anything for me, but Neil Diamond does it for me. So that is what it is. But Neil Diamond, I'm glad you're here with me tonight, is the title of this album. And as I said, there'll be some other Neil Diamond albums showing up in coming months as I sort of collect them and grab them. You know, they're always under $1 or less is kind of my limit on Neil Diamond albums, and 10 cents is well under $1. So we'll go ahead and do that. This next one is a complete blind buy. I just really love the cover on this. I think this might be some jazz music. It's on the Antilles label. It's Gary Window with Deep Water. And this album looks like it could have been released like this year. Just with that, the way that cover looks, it looks like something that just got released, and it looks like something that's like an indie rock or indie pop kind of artist. But this is on, as I said, on the Island Antilles label. Looks like 1988 is the year on this one. I believe it's jazz. So there's the label on that one. Pretty cool. I don't think I have anything on that label, or haven't seen it before anyway, that I remember. Next up, got some folk music here from Josh White, a really old Elektra release, Elektra number 114. I really do like Josh White. Awesome sort of bluesy folk artist. Really great artist. I have a small collection of Josh White stuff. It can be hard to find, but I really do love what I've heard from him so far. So looking forward to checking some more out. And this is on a white Elektra label. All right, next up, found a bit of 80s synth pop that I hadn't seen before, hadn't picked up before. This one's titled Original Mirrors. And it is a promotional copy. I believe this is just an EP, like 5 tracks on here. I have not heard of this group before. If you have, let me know. Let me know what you think of them. For 10 cents, I'm going to give that a shot. I do really love synth pop, so I probably will enjoy this. Get my 10 cents worth anyway. It's on the Arista label. All right, this next one, I have to admit, I bought this just for the cover. I just really like this cover. This is titled "The Live One is American Broadcasting Network," and yeah, I really like that cover, and this is something I might just end up framing. Just pretty cool kind of vibe to it, and I picked that up. I think this is just like bits of things from different shows from the American Broadcasting Network, which I don't even know what the American Broadcasting Network was. But yeah, just bought it for the cover. So we got that one. And this one as well, bought it for the cover. This is another kind of cool cheesecakey kind of cover. Thought this one would be worth framing, if nothing else. But it is a London Blueback. This is Love Letters in the Sand, Frank Chaxfield in his orchestra. And yeah, another really cool cover. London Blueback, if that means anything on this. I don't know if it will or not. Okay, next up, another synth pop group that I have spoken highly of in the past. I have an original pressing of this, and I also have a reissue of this, but I could not leave this behind for 10 cents. This is Our Daughter's Wedding, self-titled. Yeah, great synth pop album. If you see this one in the wild and you like synth pop, highly recommend grabbing it. Really do like this album quite a bit. So I want to have a backup copy in case there's somebody I feel I want to turn on to this. I have it ready to go. So I grabbed that one. And then the last thing for the vinyl, and then we'll get into the CDs. This is another one that I do already have, but I wanted to have a backup, have an extra, maybe have one to put in the store, whatever it may be. But this is the soundtrack to the movie Times Square. A lot of great artists on here. Suzi Quatro, Pretenders, Roxy Music, Gary Newman, Ramones, XTC, Talking Heads, Joe Jackson, Lou Reed, The Cure. Just great, tons and tons of great artists on here. 2 LP set. There is the track listing on that one. And then this does have a gatefold as well with some of the people in the movie. Surprisingly, I still have not seen this movie. I've wanted to see it. I just haven't got around to seeing it. Will at some point. It's on the RSO label. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the CDs I found quite a stack of CDs as well on 10 cent day. As usual, 10 cent day is the time when I try to stock up on CDs. Got quite a few here to get through. This first one, I believe this is an indie rock group. It's called The Feeling, 12 Steps and Home. It has a very low median price on Discogs, so probably not great, but we'll check it out. Next up, we got some new age here. This is Synkestra with Daydreams. Some more indie pop here this is Amy Ray with Lung of Love. Nice trifold digipack there. Pick that one up. Got one here from Justin Townes Earl, The Good Life. I got some bluegrass here, the Punch Brothers with the Phosphorescent Blues. Really do like the album cover on this one. I haven't really listened to the Punch Brothers before, in depth anyway, so I thought that would be a cool one to dive into. I do like the look of that. I got some hip hop here. Don't often find much hip hop there that I don't already have, but found Big Crit. Big Crit was here, or just Crit was here, I think is the title of this. Yeah, that was a nice find. I always do enjoy finding some good hip hop that I don't already own. Okay, here's a really cool one. I'm gonna murder the pronunciation on this, but we have Cluster with Klopsfischen. I'm having trouble doing this, but yeah, really cool krautrock group Cluster. Don't think I own anything from them yet, so this is the first thing I found. It was really cool to find that on 10 cent day. Got a nice copy of Roxette's Look Sharp. Just watching a Robert Fithen video talking about the prices of the vinyl release of this being kind of crazy, but I did find it on CD. I don't think I have this on vinyl. Might be in the inbox somewhere. I've picked up a lot over the years. I've just kind of hoarded away. All right, next up, we got a bit of folk rock here. This is Adam James Sorensen with Midwest. I just really like the vibe on this. Kind of had a wintry, chill kind of cover to it. I just thought, yeah, I'm going to give that a shot. That looks like something I might like. Grab that one. All right, next up, we got some indie rock by The Frames, and this is titled Burn the Maps is the title on this one. On the Anti label. Next up, we got the Smithereens with Green Thoughts. I got Robert Palmer's Riptide. I do have this on vinyl, but I really do like Robert Palmer quite a bit, so pick up the CDs when I could find them cheap. So that was a nice one I didn't already have. All right, next up we got some J-pop here. This is Judy and Mary with Miracle Diving. And it does happen to be a Japanese pressing of J-pop artists, but I'm sure that's pretty common. There might not even be a US pressing of this, but still got its Obi strip in there, so that was pretty cool. Richard Bruckner with Devotion and Doubt. Do like the aesthetic on this. Some alt rock. I've heard the name Richard Bruckner before, but I just can't place a sound with it. So for 10 cents, we're going to give that a shot. Next up, we got Bob Bradshaw with Queen of the West. Some folk music here. Supposedly, I'm not real familiar with Bob Bradshaw, but like the look of it. For a dime, I was sold on that. All right, next up, some alt rock. Vic Chestnut, Bernadette and the Salesman. Or it's The Salesman and Bernadette is the title on this one. A little bit of damage on the cover there. I thought it was still worth picking up. Hear good things about Vic Chestnut, so here's a cool one. I do like Daniel Lanois quite a bit. This is Daniel Lanois' Belladonna. Right, Belladonna? Yeah, Belladonna is the title of this one. Yeah, really cool. Glad to have found that. That's a nice one. Here's a one from Mason Williams and Mannheim Steamroller doing Classical Gas. So Classical Gas turned up in a Mannheim Steamroller sort of way. So that'll be interesting to hear. I don't think I've heard that particular version of it before, but for a dime, I decided, yeah, I kind of want to hear this at least once. So I grabbed that. I got one here from Dawes, another group I've heard of a lot, heard mentioned a lot, but I really haven't listened to anything of theirs. This one's titled Stories Don't End. Kind of some indie rock kind of stuff. Indie folk, indie rock. I think I'll probably enjoy that. Next up, we got one here from Liars, just self-titled, I guess. This is another group. I think I've heard people in the vinyl community talk about Liars before, but just don't know the group. So it was nice to find that one. Here's some more J-pop. This one is from a group or artist titled Remio Roman, and the title of the album is Horizon. Just had this cool slipcover that I kind of thought was neat, and you know, for 10 cents, I'm willing to give it a shot. If I don't like it, it's not going to hurt much. All right, next up, got some jazz out of Korea. This is Young Sung Na with Same Girl. I don't know what I'm getting into here, but I was intrigued, so I went ahead and grabbed it. That was a pretty neat looking release. Wanted to have that one. All right, and lastly, probably the most valuable thing I found there on 10 cent day. This is Patos with Calocane. This is listed as prog rock. I'm not real familiar with it. Just another thing. I like the look of it. I thought for 10 cents, sure, I'll add it to the pile, and maybe one day I'll get to it. This one comes with a DVD and a CD. That might be a good introduction to the group. So that does it for my 10 cent day finds from the Friends of the Library book sale, Alachua County Friends of the Library book sale for spring of 2024. Already looking forward to the fall sale that comes around in October sometime, I believe. Can't wait. Always enjoy going to the show. As I said, if you want to see what my finds were from the first day of the sale, those will be in my April vinyl finds and my April CD finds, or April CD inbox videos. I'll share those with you then. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me some comments down below. Leave me a like. Subscribe if you aren't already so you can be kept up to date with future episodes. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Enjoy some great music, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.